All right, folks. Sorry for being a little bit behind. I've been behind all since this event started. There's just so much to set up and cover when you're by yourself doing your own thing here. But I do want to let you know we do have a tornado warning that continues in effect for Surrey County. That's until 4:45. It's 4:27 now. This is in North Carolina, Surrey, and Yadkin County. You can see right here we've got near Yadkinville some possible rotation as the radar updates here. Let me get rid of my box there. This is moving off to the northeast, or northeast rather. Let me get the information here for you. And what it may be easier for me to do is pull it up. I'm going to leave it up there, but I'm going to switch sources for you here. Bear with me here. Panels, one panel. Heavy rain all over the area. Lots of reports of flooding coming in through Franklin County. We've also got numerous high wind reports going on across the area. Some trees down as well. We have that tornado warning. Here's the latest. You can see the banding of the rain going all the way through Henry County as well. Very heavy stuff here. There's some lightning with that possible tornado north of Yadkinville. This is moving off to let me read the warning here. It's moving off to the northeast at 80 miles per hour. This thing is flying. If you look at the base velocity, you can't see much, but storm relative velocity, you can see something there. It looks like it was fairly broad rotation, but it's enough. Right there at that lightning jump, you can see the towards or the away and then the towards area right there, moving northeast at 80 miles per hour. And it's aloft that we're seeing that rotation because the radar is just that far out. You're going up to about 4,500 feet. So it's the tornado, if there is a tornado, is probably up under this. And this is nearing the East Bend area, Pinnacle and Pilot Mountain areas. Nebo, Brooks Crossroads, Rockford, and the Yadkinville area, as I mentioned, in North Carolina. So if you're in that area, take cover in the basement, in an interior room, and protect yourselves with mattresses, pillows, whatever. If you don't have a basement, a bathtub is a good place to crawl into and put a mattress or put football helmets on if you have a baseball helmet or anything to protect your head. Get down below the windows. Make sure there aren't any windows if you can. And in your bathroom, the plumbing sometimes holds together the house better, and sometimes that's the only room standing after a tornado. And this is going to be moving into looks like Stokes County here very soon as well. Let me get my weather tap up here so I can go through the rest of the counties. And I got a ton of stuff I'm looking at. So I'm trying to organize some of my tabs here as well. So this is in Yadkin County into southeast Surrey County. You can also see several storm reports here. Strong thunderstorm with damaging winds brought down a tree in Roaring River. Get rid of that box there. We've also got, it's kind of hard for you to see that, but I'm reading it here. We got a large tree down, Highway 421, that's Wilkes County. Also, another tree down Highway 268. And again, a couple of trees reported down in Henry County as well. It's probably increased since these reports have come out. I imagine the Weather Service is having the same issue where we're having problems just getting all these reports in. Lots of roads washing out across the area as well. You got a Virginia Department of Transportation, and you've got the wind gust here plotted for you. From their sensors, they're gusting between 10 and 20 miles per hour, but as you get out from Gretna and to Farmville, winds are gusting even higher, over 30 miles per hour. We've got some roads washed out in the county of Henry. We've got the low water spot in Doe Run in Franklin County washed out. We've got more roads washed out into Bedford County. Bell's Mill Road has washed out, closed to flooding. And these cloud little icons are going to continue to grow more numerous. There's one in Botetourt County. North lanes are closed. We've got weather blocking that. That could be either a tree or it could be roadways blocked by the flooding as well. Here's another one, Henry County. This is Route 609 north in Henry County. So you get the idea. There's just lots and lots of reports of trees down and roads being washed out. We've got a very large flash flood warning in effect as well. You can still see that tornado warning that's in Yadkin County and all the lightning with that. Let's go over to WSV3. And we'll put up the live lightning on your screen. Every time the screen glows, that's a live lightning strike that's occurring right now, okay? But let me go over these flash flood warnings real fast. We've got a flood advisory that includes most of the area. That's going to probably be extended all the way over into Franklin County at some point, where we do have flood advisories in effect right now, but flash flood warning is a little more serious. I will read to you the text of that as well. We've got a flash flood warning in effect for Allegheny County, North Carolina, Roanoke County, Pulaski County, Radford, Salem, Floyd County, City of Roanoke, Grayson County, Galax, Montgomery County until 9:45. We've got automated rain gauges with a few thunderstorms embedded, producing heavier rain in the warned area. 1 to 2 inches of rain, and there comes a new radar sweep as we speak. Another 1 to 2 inches of rain's fallen, so up to 2 to 4 inches of rain expected, likely leading to flash flooding there. Flooding of small streams and creeks, urban areas, you get it. It's occurring out there. And a lot of folks have been emailing me wondering, okay, and I get it, like you need to know stuff, but quite frankly, I put everything out yesterday. I put multiple posts out yesterday, and some of the questions are, is it going to be bad here? Is it going to be bad here? I'm traveling here. What should I expect? Listen, it's bad everywhere. It's going to be bad. If your question is if it's going to be bad at blank location, yes, it is. It's bad. If your question is, should I travel this morning anywhere? No, you shouldn't. The tornado threat is up everywhere, and that's going to start to increase out of North Carolina, and you can already see why. We've got the warning coming out of North Carolina, but our parameters are increasing, especially east of the mountains, but I can't rule out a tornado anywhere. So that should take care of 99% of those questions I've been getting, and I appreciate them, but listen, I don't have time to go through and repeat myself over and over. It's bad, and you just need to know that, okay, in terms of flooding and damaging winds and possible tornadoes. Here's the possible tornado right now that is radar indicated, so it's not confirmed, but again, it is in, let me get my other tab up here, Surrey and Yadkin counties. And I'm not good with my counties. I'll admit that. Outside, I told you to study them. I'm not good in my surrounding counties on the outlying areas. So I'm going to continue to kind of use a cheat sheet here too as well. But you can see these are the tornado parameters I've got up on the screen. Let me go to Supercell Composite. This is where we are right now. And you can see the supercell composites, when you get above, 3 or 4, that's significant, and we are there right now, okay? So that's for the capability of storms to start spitting up. It doesn't mean they will, but they already are, and they're rain-wrapped. If that's a tornado near Yadkinville, it's probably rain-wrapped. But you can see they jump up between 8, 12, 16, and 20, and even get above 20 down here in North Carolina. Those are huge values. And as we go through the next 2 hours, they jump up to 8 to 16 across our area, and that even includes the Allegheny Highlands. This is why I can't rule out this is a system that in some respects is moving fast, but in other respects it's taking its time aloft. So the storms are moving really fast out ahead of it, and so we had activity come through last night around midnight when I woke up. And that was a little bit ahead of schedule by about 2 or 3 hours, in my honest opinion. That's why I think the flooding is going to be worse today, too. But we're also, I'm very concerned that the upper level part is still going to lag, because this thing is shooting to the north and not to the east as much. And so that pulls all that instability northward. And regionally, for my folks watching outside of the area here, Washington, D.C., Kimberly, my sister, if you're watching around Inwood, West Virginia, Winchester, you got a value of between 12 and 20 of a supercell parameter here. That includes instability and all that stuff, that jumps up east of the mountains. That's where the enhanced risk is today. The significant tornado parameter right now is starting to go up to about 0.5, which is notable, right up against Virginia, North Carolina. Again, this coincides to where we're seeing the warnings right now in Surry County and Yadkin County. If I go to the significant tornado parameter effective layer, so it's creeping northward. You can see it's right up against the county line, our tornado threat. Now, as we go through the next 2 hours, by the this is valid around 8 a.m. I believe. No, this is valid, I'm sorry, 6 a.m. So in the next hour and a half, it'll be up around 2 to 3. And you can see how it's highlighted in red there, and then you go into the burgundy and blue shadings. That's because it starts to go off the scale on the high end in North Carolina. And then by the time we get to 8 a.m., we're up around 3 to 6 across the area, at least 3 to 5 in the Danville and the rest of the area. So this is a very high value that will continue to be advected north, and then it goes all the way up to Washington, D.C. today, all the way up later this morning into the early afternoon. This is at, let's see, 14Z. So this is at 10 a.m. Watch out, Farmville to Richmond. Very quickly, this tornado parameter is moving north as we speak, and we've got that possible tornado there that could be on the ground right now. That rotation has tightened into North Carolina. So let's look at that for you here. Let me get my OBS screen up so I can show you what's going on here. Let me read the very latest here. Tornado warning remains in effect until 4:45. That's for another 7 minutes. For southeastern Surry, northeastern Yadkin counties, we've got a severe thunderstorm producing a possible tornado near Siloam or East Bend, moving northeast at 60 miles per hour. That's it right there. Now let me look at some of my parameters here on the radar picture with you. I'm going to turn on the base velocity. There's a look at the East Bend area. This is Pilot Mountain. Again, just to get your bearings, there's the possible tornado, and there's the path of it there. So if it were to continue, and let me get rid of my mug here. Let's see, I want to get rid of my picture to show you these arrival times here. All right, so I'm out of the way now. Pilot Mountain at 449, Horse Pasture at 520 if that continues. But Horse Pasture, you've got a severe thunderstorm warning over you right now, so I'm going to change this in a second. But this is for the tornadic cell, should it hold together, and it may not. But long-lived tornadoes are possible when you get in a situation like this, and you're seeing that live lightning now show up as well. That's for the tornado warning, okay? So there's your possible track of that, should it hold together and move across Stokes and southwest Patrick County. It would do so within the next half an hour. So let's get rid of that storm track, and now we've got a new tornado possible severe thunderstorm warning. That's a severe thunderstorm warning that indicates we could have a tornado develop later, but right now it's a severe thunderstorm warning. So I'm going to read you that text right now, and this is for much of Franklin County down to Smith Mountain Lake, across southern Bedford County here into Appomattox County as well, where we've got this in effect, and this is in effect until 5:30 in the morning. Henry County, southeast Franklin County, southeast Patrick County, south central Bedford County, city of Martinsville, western Pennsylvania County. We've also got Campbell County, Yadkin County, Rockingham County, Stokes County in this severe thunderstorm warning. All right, we've got 60 mile per hour winds expected with this, Eden, Martinsville, Rocky Mount, Alta Vista, Wentworth, Mayodan, and Madison. Anywhere in this polygon here, you should be taking cover away from windows because you need to treat this as a tornado warning. These are more than likely straight line winds, but you're probably going to have some damage with this. This is not going to be your average severe thunderstorm warning. This is one that's got a lot of wind with it. And if I go to my probe here and we turn this on, you can see that just a little bit off the ground, you've got incoming wind at around 65 to 70 miles per hour, and outgoing wind away from the radar here in the straight line fashion at about 60 miles per hour as well, just a couple of thousand feet off the ground where that radar beam is hitting that. If you put a track on it here, you get the following locations there, and you can see 532 at Stoneville, Martinsville at 507, although it looks like it's right over Martinsville right now. It looks like it's tracking that line. Let me go from velocity back to reflectivity, just the normal reflectivity, and you can see that's just another look at it. So we still do have that tornado warning in effect for Yadkin and Surrey County in North Carolina, but a tornado possible with this severe thunderstorm warning that's in yellow right now across a good part of Franklin County, where it's almost raining so hard that I'm going to, let's see what I'll do. I'm going to turn the radar down a little bit so you can just see the warnings here. Radar control, and I want to go to my alpha. Nice. Here it is. Radar data alpha. Okay. So let me turn that down just a little bit. So that way the warnings will stand out a little easier for you. So again, this is Martinsville. This is until, see, this one is until 5:30. All right. Our tornado warning also continues down here, and that is until, let's see, 4:45. So another 2 minutes on that. We'll see. That may just expire here in a little bit, but there'll be more. There'll be more. We've also got severe thunderstorm warnings in effect through Greensboro, High Point, Lexington, and Asheboro as well. We've got some flooding reports now coming in for the city of Roanoke. Let me pull this up and we will read that one to you. Our tornado warning, by the way, has expired in North Carolina. Wanju and Franklin streets in Roanoke flooded. That looks like it's around, that's probably around George's Flowers, where that low spot is there. As you're coming out of Towers and you go down to the bottom there at George's Flowers, right to Franklin Street there, 419 goes into Franklin. That's probably where that flooding is. It happens a lot around used to be the Ramada Inn, I'm not sure if it is, but kind of as you're nearing the Carillion area, looks like there's some flooding around that area. Also, we've got some basement flooding in the Boone area, water rescue of a stranded motorist in Johnson City, Tennessee. Flash flood warning continues in effect for Smith County. And there's another flash flood warning I don't want to forget here as you go into southwest Franklin County, and that also extends into Floyd and Carroll counties until 8:45. You've got the situation where you're basically up to 3 inches of rain's fallen. Another 1 to 3 inches of rain could be on the way as the system moves in. There is a back edge that you can see right through here, but I want to caution you. The actual storm system is back across Nashville. It was about here this morning, so it's pivoting on through, but it's moving more north with time here. And by the way, on my YouTube channel, if you search Jamie Singleton YouTube, there's a live feed going out right now in the other room of just this, of just the radar. I've got another computer system in there that's just looping a 1 hour radar loop with the warnings superimposed with the significant tornado parameter superimposed. So you can watch that regardless of whether I'm cutting in. You can just have it on another device and see it streaming there. I'm doing that as a public service for you here. So as we move into eastern parts of the area, we are looking at a watch likely, 95% chance of a watch coming out soon. And as we go east, let's see, this is where the Storm Prediction Center is thinking about putting a severe thunderstorm or tornado watch. Probably will be a tornado watch. Severe weather potential with evolving squall line is expected across the region through daybreak and beyond, accompanied by the risk for damaging wind gusts and a few tornadoes. The southern part continue the shift across the Great Lakes through around 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. ahead of the remnants of the shortwave impulse. This right here is what they're talking about. Surface dew points are now rising mid to upper 60s across much of eastern North Carolina. Moisture is expected to move northward into the squall line, much of southern and eastern Virginia through daybreak into mid to late morning. This will contribute to boundary layer destabilization, basically its buoyancy, sufficient to support the maintenance of vigorous convection, strong storms with damaging winds, with continuing intensification possible, accompanied by the risk for damaging wind and a few embedded tornadoes. So I'm not sure if they're going to put a severe thunderstorm watch up or a tornado watch. I would think it would be a tornado watch, but it looks like this could be also a severe thunderstorm situation where you have embedded rain-wrapped tornadoes, because we're not seeing discrete supercells. We are instead seeing just heavy rain with embedded tornadoes, which are sometimes more dangerous because these things can wrap themselves around rain, and the heaviest of the rain's coming through right now, and you can't really see if there is a tornado. So let's say you get a tornado warning. Your first instinct may be to look out the window or to just sit and watch the coverage on your television or whatever. You don't need to do that today. If you get a tornado or severe thunderstorm warning, you need to take action. Do not wait for it, because you're not going to see it. It's going to be rain wrapped. You're not going to see it at all. What you'll see is your window get blown out and you get knocked in the head by a 2x4 or worse. So if you get a warning on your cell phone, hopefully you got those alerts enabled, and you know where you're at on the map here. But right now you need to be in your safe place across Henry County as this line continues to move through. Some very strong winds with that. The storm itself is moving at a very quick clip, but it's also, let's see, it's moving still to the northeast at 35 miles per hour from Pinhook to Winston-Salem. Alta Vista, Wentworth, Mayodan, Madison, Walnut Cove, Martinsville Airport, 60 mile per hour wind gusts with this thing, because we are still seeing just a lot of wind energy up in the clouds. So I'm looking at the live lightning data. Again, we've got the flash flood warnings in effect for most of the areas under a flood advisory or a flash flood warning, and they are auto posting. Now, if you go to my Twitter feed, you're going to see a ready warn posting on my behalf. On my Twitter feed, you'll also see retweets of whatever the National Weather Service in Blacksburg is issuing. That also includes the Storm Prediction Center and Weather Prediction Center, and I'm looking at that right now. They've updated that severe thunderstorm warning. We just had that. The tornado warning did expire for now, but again, there may be more. And I just read to you the latest on this severe thunderstorm warning. They put an alert out. We've got lightning right now on the south end of Martinsville from Horse Pasture down around 58. Got a few lightning strikes here. Not seeing a ton of lightning yet today, but that may increase as the storms continue to fire up. And again, the parameters are such that we're very concerned with embedded storms and rotation. And in fact, it would not be out of the question. Again, it's not even 5 o'clock in the morning. It would not be out of the question. Let's say we get this dry slot and we get some breaks of sunshine this morning. That would be a very bad thing, because we would destabilize the atmosphere and we would get the potential for more instability. So dry air aloft is actually a bad thing. When we talk in the wintertime, if we get a dry slot moving in, it kills our snow chances. But dry air moving in aloft would mean further destabilization of the atmosphere in this case, and the probability of seeing more hail and even tornadoes, because it makes the air just that much more buoyant. So we'll be waiting on this watch to come out, and when it does, you'll see it scroll across your feed there. Still some very heavy rain right now with this initial line. Let me pull up my iPad for you here. And again, south of Lynchburg from Alta Vista and the Hurt, the main part of the line is right in through here in the red, eastern Franklin County. You've been hit hard already today. We had around 1 o'clock this morning, we had a line come through, got up to 30-mile-per-hour winds here. We had actually more lightning than we do now. And that continues down again through Martinsville, Henry County. Look at all this heavy rain down through here. So, if you were traveling on 220 or you had to travel this morning, I mean, it's really not advised. It's quite a situation where all the roads are washing out really fast in the low spots, and new data there is coming in. Internet connections a little bit slow at times because I'm just using so much bandwidth here at the station. In fact, that's getting a little bit jumpy. So what I might do is turn that off and turn it back on. And now let's see if it's better. It's still a little bogged down. I'm getting a lot of data here coming across. Let me put up my my radar scope. All right, so these are rainfall totals, and in these warnings here, you're looking at 2 to 3 to close to 4 inches of rain. The radar is likely underestimating some of this. We've got some very heavy rain around Rocky Mount as well, just east of Rocky Mount, eastern Franklin County, we're over 2 inches. But again, a lot of the reports are over 4 inches of rain if you actually look at some of the rain gauges in and around the area. I'm going to go to my velocity data again, super res velocity, and I've got the inspector on. But look, if you go just a little bit up in the atmosphere here, you get up to 65 to 70 to this is going into the mid-levels of the atmosphere, but we've got winds near 100 miles an hour, around 8,000 feet or so, and that's mixing all the way down to about 5,000 feet in the form of hurricane force winds. 96 miles per hour being picked up on the radar. These are not tornadic winds. These are just straight line winds that the heavy rain is going to continue to bring down. So as the morning goes on, the severe weather threat will continue to increase as expected, especially along and east of the mountains. We've got the flash flood warning still expected with one more round of 1 to 2 inches of rain at least on the way. Let me go to my drawing tool here. And I want to turn that off momentarily. So let me widen out the viewpoint for you. Okay. And then if I put my drawing tool on, what I might do is turn that off for now. There's a drawing tool. Okay. So this area right here, east of Roanoke to Richmond, in this zone that I'm drawing, and it's a little bit slow, but this is the area that we're going to have to watch for the stronger tornadoes developing. You can already see around Henry County still those lightning strikes are occurring, and you may get a tornado anywhere there. So again, people are still asking me if there's a tornado chance in their area. Yes. I don't even need to ask what your area is. Yes. There is. Okay. The biggest chance right now is in North Carolina, but it's moving north across the area. That's your latest update video-wise for right now. I'm going to be doing more video updates. I'll have another one here coming up in about, I'm going to shoot for 5:30, but I may have to put one out earlier depending on what's going on. But that's a look at the radar right now. I'm going to post a couple of normal updates, and then we'll go from there.